Failure is often that early morning hour of darkness which precedes the dawning of the day of success. Leigh Mitchell Hodges. My friends, each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes, you can do this. How hard is it to follow green to red to green to red on this weekly chart, using the 2-day to help you see violations of the trend line, and when in the half day to also back that up and to jump in and ride a move? How hard is that? Does it always work? No, sometimes you can have an anomaly where it looks like it starts to go up, as it did during that week back beginning the 31st of May. Look how far back I'm having to go, 2022. Okay, didn't work then, moved back over, so you get out when you hit your loss limit. How do you set your loss limits? You use our ATR method. I'll put that at the end of today's video for the newbies here. You'll see how we set that. Here we're using, now this is a new chart that we brought to you a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago, something like that. And this is the 3-wave trade chart, but we use the 2-day chart to set our ATR, average true range, and we use the average true range of 1 for our loss parameters. We use this little handy tool over here, the long position when things are going up, short position when things are going down. It is here under the prediction and measurement tools. And you jump in, you ride the move down. You get out when you make the profit that you set, if it's 1 ATR, 2 ATRs, or you sell half maybe at 1 ATR in the profit and let the rest of it ride until things slow down, breach the trend line, and you get out. Again, please just try this. We're not asking you to use real money. We're not a stock calling service. We're an education firm. We do not give you market advice. You don't pay us anything. We don't do that. But we want you to practice with us. Learn how to do this. And it's free. If you want to support the work we do here, become a Patreon member by all means. We appreciate those guys who help underwrite the channel. But otherwise, just study with us. Give it a shot. You can do this. Look what's happening with the S&P 500 down 0.42% for the day, breaching that prior 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks up. Look at our jumping in point. The worst you could have jumped in here would have been a high of 402.49, a low of 389.40 to where did we get up to last week? A high of 415.72, a low of 406.81. So again, keep your eye on the prize, practice trade, see how well you can do. We can see where we have things moving over. First day of this latest 2-day candle, a down move here. We can see 2 days of strong down movement starting on Tuesday. Already was flattening out and moving down all the way back on Thursday of last week, and then breached that trend line. And again, we've got a spinning top, decent so far this week in the red, down volume. So keep your eye on that. Let's go to the NASDAQ 100. It was up a little bit for the day, 0.61%. It has also breached that trend line you can see here on the 2-day and on the half day, up some in the morning and again down some in the afternoon. Overall, up a little bit, but you can see where the trend is at this point. How many of you have jumped into that trade or are thinking about it? So again, I want you to practice these trades, see how well you can do. Now, what is about a bit anomalous now is what's really going on with bonds, down 1.07%. We saw things as they bounced off. You can see how many times they've bounced off this ceiling here. That happened most recently. Then we had a doji, a red down candle, and again, down for the day over 1%. You can see where it caved at the end of the day. We'll see just what happens and where bonds are going to go. Appears to be down, but don't know that for sure. Some indecision right now. We'll see how the week continues to progress. What about gold? Gold's still struggling to stay where it is. We've seen gold peak most recently back there on the 13th in the morning and afternoon, and then move down, sideways down, pop up a little bit on Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, and then down Wednesday afternoon, 0.54%. So again, overall for the day. So again, we can see these dojis lining up here. We've got red volume there, green volume first day of this latest. But again, we can see we are below that weekly trend line. So we'll keep an eye on gold. Looks like gold, again, setting up potentially for some down moves. Bitcoin up some for the day, 1.35%. And again, Bitcoin sliding sideways also. What do you see from this sideways sliding movement and this precipitation, this propensity as to where we are right now with down movement throughout the markets? I think we're watching this. There's no catalyst driving anything right now. Something may pop up in the news and do that. So we'll keep our eye on things and see where they go. Bitcoin, though, just sliding sideways. What have we said we want to see Bitcoin do? We'd like to see it pull back cleanly, move down for a few weeks, reset, allow us to find a Bitcoin chart that is chartable. Having crazy stuff pop and then fizzle, that doesn't help us, okay? We want nice, clean movements in Bitcoin like we have in the S&P, like we have in the NASDAQ, like we see, not as much, but with bonds. Now, we did see strong down movement in bonds for weeks and weeks, and of course, like we see with gold. So again, what are we looking for? Chartability, trackability, reliability in our charts. Why would we want to go out and trade any stock or ETF or cryptocurrency, commodity, you name it, that isn't trackable? You're just gambling. You're just being stupid. We want charts that you can see, that are reliable, that you can backtrack. That was the training we put out for you yesterday. Going to put that ATR training out for you today on setting your profit and loss bands. But again, it needs to make sense. It needs to be simple. You can do this. Please support us, Patreon folks. We appreciate you so much. 2 great trainings at the Patreon channel right now, the 3-wave trade and the charting cryptos and commodities. I did both of those yesterday afternoon as I portended in the show. And don't forget, the minute you sign up for Patreon membership, you automatically get a nice little bonus pack of all sorts of trainings. In particular, Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way 3-part series. You'll love it. Any of those 3 levels of support. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.